For all you viewers who want to learn how to become a sovereign citizen, I found the perfect guy to tell you how to do all that. He made this video 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Nobody's seen him since, but it's all very valuable information to the sovereign citizen community. He shows you how to do the legal documents and this and that, just so you do it legally and fully justifiably with the seal of approval and everything. This is how it's done. So enjoy. Learn yourself something today. Today you're going to be learning things and stuff. Anyway, enjoy the video.
I'm going to do a short little video here. I had a wonderful time in Nebraska over the weekend. A lot of knowledge was shared. A lot of like minds.
Well, good day to you too, Jeremy. It is a real pleasure to watch your videos and to learn things. I've been watching you since you started your channel, and I'm very impressed with your knowledge and your skills. Thank you. Please enlighten us.
Hello, ladies. I'm going to start putting out step-by-step videos. I know there's some people on here that want to learn, that want to be educated, want to know what the system is, what it's not, where everything is going for you, how to fight the system, how to begin to get rid of certain things.
Excuse me, Jeremy. I would like to know if you could start putting out some videos, like step-by-step on what to do and how to do it, and how to fight the system, because that's what we really want to know. We want to know how to give it to the man like you do, because you're so good at it. And could you just make some step-by-step videos? If you haven't mentioned that, I just thought I'd bring that up.
So with that being said, I'm going to start putting out some short little videos here and there. And any questions, feel free to, ask away. This morning I was on the phone with different counties, and the attitudes from these people are unreal.
I really do hate to keep interrupting you, Jeremy, but you said we could ask some questions, and I have a question. Do you have a machine that actually physically makes that separation between every one of your teeth so it's exactly the same? I noticed you have like a half a tooth between each tooth of empty space. I'm just wondering, how did you accomplish that? Was that a machine that does that, or do you do that by sticking popsicle sticks between them as they grow? It's just something people are curious about.
It is time for the people to stand up to the cabals that are in the states. I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. There's no other way to do it. Guaranteed. If you do the step by step correctly, you'll be setting good.
Another question, Jerry. If I follow your instructions step by step, slowly, one at a time, in order, do you guarantee that this will work for me? I haven't heard you mention any money-back guarantee or warranty or anything like that, because I got a call from Car Shield, and they're offering me a pretty good deal. What do you have to offer?
Your court cases, everybody's court cases is going to be found out. Here's another little thing. Everybody says they want to abolish the IRS. Okay? We don't realize. That's right. You are so right. Oh, well, here's the thing with the IRS. Everybody says that the IRS is evil. The IRS is this, and the IRS is that. The IRS is, blah, 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 blah. Yes. But here's the thing. The IRS is your best friend. Everybody says, oh, they do this, they do that. They're your enforcers to the cabal. They are your enforcers to evil. You've been done wrong. There you are.
I hate to intrude once again there, Gary, but you said this is going to be a step-by-step instruction on how to become a legally sovereign citizen, and we're into this like 15 minutes, and I haven't heard a single thing yet. The IRS is good, it's not bad. You're going to tell us stuff, and, could you get to that part? That's what we're really here for. I really would appreciate it, Gary.
But I'm going to show you how to use the law enforcement of the admissible administrations, everything. I'm going to show you this step by step. If you've ever been done wrong by the courts, I'm going to show you how to do this.
Could you let us know when you might start showing us all this stuff, Gary? The whole video is about showing us stuff. And so far, for like 25, 30 minutes now, you've been telling us that you're going to show us stuff. Are we going to start seeing some stuff pretty soon? Because, I've got Car Shield on hold, and they're still offering me a better deal, and it's getting better every time, every minute that goes by. So, please, could we get to the point, please? Thank you, Gary.
But anyway, as soon as I get these papers, and as soon as I get them, I'll do another video on this. And like I said, you can download these forms to your phone, take them down to the library, Office Max, download these forms. And when you download these forms, make sure you get 5 or 6 of them, because you're going to be doing some homework.
I hate to say anything, Gary, but you forgot to put a link to all these forms that are going to teach us things. I thought that's what this video was for. You were going to explain it to us. And I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed. Part 1 is over, and I don't know anything more than I knew when I got here, except for you've got a charming smile. You have a few lady friends in the chat that, you're kind of flirting with a little bit, because you're a manly dude, and I'm just loving it so far. But, I'm really here for some good content. Could you see if you could manage that in the next clip, please? Because this was very boring.
Okay, kids, sharpen your pencils. Make sure you have a good eraser on them, because there will be a quiz at the end of this second part of the video where maybe we'll actually learn something, unlike the first video, which we learned absolutely nothing, except for Gary has a very remarkable smile. He's a very friendly sort of guy, and he's just an A-OK guy in my book. But anyways, yeah, here's the second part of his part 2 of teaching us how to be sovereign citizens.
Breathing document. I have taken control of the one thing that makes me who I am. That's called the authenticated birth certificate. But in order to understand this, you have to go back in time. Way back in time. Back to to completely understand this, this goes back to Roman times under Caesar. History will not tell you everything that needs to be told. You have to do some digging on the real history. But we're going to fast forward here just a little bit. The first time the United States went bankrupt was in 1790. Well, how can that be? Well, the United States, the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. Well, guess what? 1790, the United States went bankrupt. So what happened? The Rothschilds come in, the Rockefellers come in and set up the first bank in the United States called the Bank of America. $10 million was what was given to the United States. Mr. Jake Lords, how are you there, brother? Derek, good to see you guys on board here. $10 million was given to the United States through the Bank of America, or the Bank of the United States, I should say. It's one of those two. Had to repay, the United States had to pay back $20 million. That was the first time the United States went bankrupt. Second time was during the Civil War. With the Emancipation Proclamation, was supposed to free the slaves that were being held captive. A lot of people don't realize and know that the proclamation, or the Emancipation Proclamation, not only freed the blacks, but also enslaved every American.
Excuse me, Jerry. I just looked up that, when the United States went bankrupt, and I can't find any record of it anywhere. I find a lot of corporations, a lot of big companies, a lot of banks, a lot of other things that went bankrupt, but as of yet, I can't find anything that says we went bankrupt. I could be wrong. If you could state, put a link to something legitimate that shows me where we went bankrupt and became slaves to the Corporation of America, I would appreciate it. I think we'd all appreciate that because we really want to learn, how you do what you do.
1913 was when the Federal Reserve actually come into play. This is where the book of Jekyll Island comes into play. Everybody knows that book, Jekyll Island. It's based upon this event right here. The 5 wealthiest families in the world got together and made up a scheme to enslave the American people yet again. Come up with the Federal Reserve, 1929, 1930 was when the United States went bankrupt. Stock market crashed. Everybody lost everything. 1933, the emergency, June 5th, 1933 was when the, March 29th, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, of 1933, the Emergency Banking Act was put into play. June 5th, 1933, our dear old President Roosevelt declared to the 73rd Congress that the United States was bankrupt. That's right, people. The United States went bankrupt for the 3rd time in history. So what they do, they come up with an idea, Social Security Administration.
Again, Jerry, I have a question, and you said we could ask questions, so I'm asking questions. I'm asking the tough questions. What does this have to do with learning how to become a sovereign citizen? I'm not understanding this, Jerry. You're talking about the Prohibition era and the stock market crash, and Roosevelt, and all the American people are slaves, and it sounds like you're insinuating the Illuminati sort of thing here, like all the other dummies out there that talk about this stuff. And I'm still waiting to learn how to be a sovereign citizen because I don't want to have to go and renew my driver's registration and buy insurance and plates for my car. So could we get to it, Jerry, please?
Our government come up with a good idea. Let's make the American people our debt slaves. So what they do, they started issuing these birth certificates. Birth. You are born out of water.
Well, now, Jerry, you finally get something that I can identify with. I have 2 legal birth certificates. They're 100% legal according to the Corporation of the United States. They both have different last names on them. Now, I've been trying to resolve this issue and get Social Security cards on both birth certificates, but I can only get my Social Security card on one, which I think is some kind of a Illuminati scheme to keep the working man down. That's what I think's going on here. If you could explain to me how I could get a Social Security number for my second birth certificate, I would appreciate that. So please enlighten me, Jerry. You're a very smart guy. I'm sure you have an answer to this.
You are a ship at sea, not a person of the land. You are a ship. You have been captured. Birth certificate. That's why the birth certificate comes into play. Your parents signed you over to the government. You are now loot to the federal government. You are property of the federal government. All right there, Mr. Wesley. I'm glad you could join us. So not are you only loot, but property of the federal government. You are also a slave to the federal government. Your parents did not realize what they were doing. They were signing over their offspring. That's right. She was the informant. Doc with document Your hospital is your dock. The ship comes into dock, delivers its cargo, and presents it to the government. There you go, Mr. C-Hop. Hey, buddy, I'm glad to see you on here. Yep. Dead at sea. Lost at sea. For 7 years, you are lost at sea.
Okay, we're still waiting to learn how to become a sovereign citizen. You're giving us a lot of irrelevant facts and details here. You attribute them as facts, and you back them up with absolutely nothing except what you say and that pretty smile of yours. And that's a stylish hat you have on, too. I just thought I'd mention that. You know, I'm not flirting. Anyway, you still haven't answered my birth certificate question about getting my social security number on my second birth certificate. And I'm really getting annoyed with you, Jerry, especially because this is the end of a series of how to become a sovereign citizen videos, and you never followed up with any questions or explanations, I don't think.
Anybody got anything they want to add to this? Feel free to want to jump in on it. Just let me know.
I'd like to know why you're ignoring my questions, Jerry. You said this is a place for questions, and every time I ask one, you just skip ahead and you don't even answer my questions. I'm not understanding what's going on here, Jerry. Are you running some kind of a scam? I'm just curious.
You are no longer dead at sea when you authenticate your birth certificate. You are staking claim on the land.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Which means this thing has value to it. How can you... There you go. There you go. Proof of life. It means you are alive. You are coming back, and you're coming back from the dead and saying, here I am. I am alive. This is your first step to reclaiming your status.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jerry. You're very unclear. Having a birth certificate is a government scam, yet it makes you alive, a part of the land, and it makes you a living man, or not dead at sea, or I just don't know, Jerry. You're not very skilled in your art of vocabulary.
Once you get your long form birth certificate authenticated on state level, you will send it to federal Secretary or Department of the State. There you go. Yep. From there, you will go to the Department of the State and have it authenticated on the federal level. Once it's done on the federal level, you can begin some of your other paperwork. It's very, very simple from there. We will have another video on that some other time on what you need to do after you get your stuff back from federal. But I just wanted to get some of you guys started on this. You can actually do some researching and digging on what needs to be done through the authentication. Just do some research, Google it.
What the fuck, Jerry? Your whole series here is about how to do this stuff, and now you're gonna send us to Google to find out how to do it? It's been over an hour and a half of watching your stupid videos, and still don't know how to do anything. A lot of gibberish and nonsense. I suspect you're probably selling little packages on how to do this, right? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this guy's not a grifter. Maybe that's why he hasn't made a video in 3 years. He got locked up for grifting. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But Jerry, this is really sad. Really sad.
Okay. You know, the ones that are watching that doesn't really have a clue of what I'm talking about, feel free to message me, and then we can go with it from there. But as always, guys, ladies and gentlemen, peace, God bless, have a wonderful night. It is time for the people to stand up to the cabals that are in the states.
Okay, I hope you all learned some valuable information about how to become a sovereign citizen. Like I said, there will be a test here, and the first question on that test is, did you have anything better to do for the last 21 minutes? And question number 2 is, what is a birth certificate good for? And question number 3 is, expound on what you've learned through wasting 20 minutes of your life. Listen to somebody who doesn't actually teach you anything. That would be very interesting. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Sorry about the long, stupid video, but what the heck. Bye.